Greg Batten and Liam White take the arena. Dom Cooney takes the microphone. Last 16 action continues. Welcome, Dom.
Good evening.
Both of these players have been in very good form this weekend. Signature break by Liam White.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a good one.
people talk about breaks from the big breakers, but that is a break that I wish you could bottle up.
Yeah, and two of the smallest players on the tour, excluding myself, have two of the biggest breaks in both Liam and Luke Gilbert. Neither of them are very big, but they've both got massive breaks. And it just shows it's not about what you get behind it, it's about how well you time it.
You must be in a good mood, handing out compliments to the other half of Team Blessed within the first 30 seconds of a match.
Well, I thought I'd get it out of the way, because the rest is downhill from here.
Caught you good. It is exceptional though, and like you said, it's a beautiful example of how to time a break. It really does hit them well.
Yeah, we see here. It's a good opportunity for Liam to get himself underway. And really, he could take these reds out without doing very much with the cue ball. He's got a couple of options here. He can stun this red to the top corner and play the reds top left, then the one beside the yellow for the red in the middle. Or he could just run through, which I expect him probably to do. Oh, I didn't realise they both went in the same pocket. Same sort of idea. The red in the middle of the three yellows is his last red for the 8 ball, because he'll just track down towards it. And yeah, as you mentioned, both players been in pretty good form lately. Greg narrowly missed out in the Players' Championship. I don't know how the finish works. He either got to the semis or come third, but I called him as a dark horse that weekend to do some damage. He didn't let me down.
Yeah, very nearly did. And Liam, following up after that excellent break, continuing to do the business in open play. Just the 8 ball isn't a problem. It's a pretty level game on paper, not much to separate them, and both will be happy with the draw.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Very unlucky indeed. And it might be just little things like that that decide the winner this evening.
Yeah, definitely. And even early on, I always think these early exchanges, they can sort of, depending on the sort of mentality you have, you can let it set the tone and let the bad thoughts creep in. But
It's not a clear-cut chance, this, though.
no, there's a bit of work. Obviously, the yellow is tied up if he chose yellows. The reds, which he'll probably go for, are quite awkward. The red below the 8 ball looks to only go in the left centre as we look.
Yeah, yellows are great, apart from that one obvious problem. Unfortunately, that is a massive problem, because there's nothing around it. And that's why he has decided to opt for the reds.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of work to do. He's going to look, the two reds and yellow at the top of the table as we look, he's going to be looking to get almost straight on the
One that's nearest us.
yeah, and to run the cue ball and to just bump the other red out. But the way he's played that shot tells me that the red must go underneath the yellow here.
Certainly looks tight on our screens. He's having a good look at it. Doesn't look convinced. If it doesn't, the only real pocket for it at the moment is the left centre.
He's used his extension.
Yeah, and rushed into it. Now, can he clip this yellow half ball and just knock it out and stay on the other red?
Yeah, he can. But the only issue now with this is can he hit the yellow hard enough to get out of the way? Because the harder he pots the red, the wider the cue will throw. And see, it was quite nice in the end. And he's actually got a nice angle to track down the middle of the table. But he does have to be careful with his shot, because how you naturally want to play it, if you played it a touch hard, the cue ball is going to sort of arc towards the yellow over the pocket, and it could become... He's played that really nice. A bit pacey, I think.
Bit pacey, but how well did he strike that? Yeah, he's overrun by a few inches, but you've got to be happy.
Yeah, he got the line perfectly. Now it's just a case of pot the ball. But he's a little bit thin. He's going to be sort of flicking the cue ball a bit just because, yeah, played that really nice.
It's a blistering start from the Danger Mouse. He's needed 2 opportunities to take a 2-0 lead.
Looking good touch.
He really does, after him himself had a good weekend. Well, I would say weekend away, but he is from Stoke, but a good weekend down at Players. I'm sure my co-commentator will be in full support of Phil.
Yeah, he's just got a simple 8-ball on the other table to make himself 3-0 in front, and McAllister's not really had a go, I don't think, from what I can see. But here we see another great break from Liam. This layout is, I mean, it's a practice routine, really.
Bottle up that break, please.
The only he's slightly wrong first shot, only because I think he would have wanted to possibly play the boat threads in the same pocket to begin with. But the only slight real problem with this finish will be getting onto the 8-ball with the last 2 reds. He might leave the red over the pocket till last.
I think he may opt to take the one to the centre now, then use the 2 in the breaking area to get down. And like you said, yeah, half a challenge getting on the 8, but there's so much room in the bottom half of the table. Gotta fancy getting the job done here, Liam.
I don't know if you just quit on that a little bit. You're gonna now have to use the cushion, which is no dramas, but I think he might prefer just to stun down.
Okay, you going right then left, or you going left then right, Dom?
I think I'm going left then right, just because if you go right then left from here, you have to play a shot to get good and then play another shot, whereas here, really, you've just got to play a shot now. And to be fair to him, he's played that pretty perfect.
Yeah, the line sort of takes control of itself here. It's just about getting pace, but has a little bit margin for error. Has he gone too far? Has he gone too far? He has. First mistake in open play by Liam White. He'll be devastated at this outcome.
Well, I was just going to say, you play the line as if you're in off because the yellow blocks that, but you would have preferred to come like air towards the inside of the yellow to take it out of play. 2
cushions. Lots of right hand side.
Oh, good effort.
Clip the 8, but he is going to hand Greg Batten his first opportunity in open play in this match. And boy, does he need it.
And you have to say, these sort of moments are massive when you've more or less been frozen out and you get a chance you probably shouldn't have had. You're under that extra bit of pressure, but you also know you really need to punish your opponent. He might opt to pop the yellow screw towards the top right corner. And say he could have played the yellow onto the yellow, get all his balls out and get snooker, but I think he's having a go. He might do similar with the other yellow.
Going to take a thin snip into the middle or attack one of these into the bottom right. Got choice.
He might look to play the 2 yellows that are together, play the one closest to the pocket into the bad yellow on the cushion and just put the cue ball on that side cushion and snooker him, but I think he's just playing the containing snooker, if you like.
Yeah, it should do, but what he has done is tied up 3 yellows, and Liam a 1 cushion escape.
Yeah, you kind of expect him to go reasonably close if it doesn't slide on him, but you see how much that slid there. That, to those at home, that might look a pretty poor effort, but I can tell you that slid massively. That's one of them in that situation. I'd have been almost aiming towards the yellow to hit the yellow out of the snooker, because then you know it's going to throw wide, so it gives you a better margin. So Greg's
still not a full out attack, but I think the one furthest right of these 3 yellows passes up into the top left, so not too much to do with this one down the cushion. stayed down on the shot just for an extra second. Long one up into the corner. That same ball I just mentioned does go into the centre.
So there is going to be a slight potential banana skin. He didn't pot that very clean, but he's going to obviously be potting the top yellow into the middle and trying to control it so that he lands on the yellow here and doesn't push another one safe. If he screws off it, the middle one will go towards the right hand cushion and the cue will come back. He's played that really nice.
How big this frame may be further on down the line, sort of 30 minutes or so, we will have to wait and find out, but Liam White will be very upset, even though the score's only 2-1, about gifting his opponent his first frame on the board. Have a possible 13.
Very good.
Reasonably happy.
I think it's yellows at first glance, but then reds are not too bad because you put one of the two reds together off the yellow in the middle, you open up the other red into the same pocket, but the 8 ball's still a problem.
Always leave it down to the professional to pick the colour set, and I'm glad I did, because I would have gone reds.
What's your first ball if you go reds?
I think the
red go in the
red,
middle?
yeah, I think it does pass into the centre. He's got the cut back as well, although that's not too appetising. He's clearly in between here, and although he is going to take yellows, you know he wasn't fully committed there, or fully decided. Just unfortunately, shot clock pressure forcing him to make a decision.
Yeah, it was difficult. It was really a coin flip, but actually, looking at yellows, they're not too bad because if you can land somewhere on that cushion, the left cushion as we look at the table now, to pop the yellow into the middle and just nestle on them two reds, as like his last, what would have been his last ball before the penultimate ball.
I think that's a disaster. I think he's left Liam's problem ball on.
Yeah, if he has left that is a big error really, but he might have just covered enough of it.
Is this on? It is. And he's got the 8 ball out. Well, you have to be honest, Greg Batten has played a bit of a howler there.
The 2 shots in a row Greg played, he sort of rushed on the colours to pick his colour set, but he took a long time to decide his colour set. Do you think he rushed to the next shot? It seems he played it pretty quick.
Quite possibly. Doesn't want to move that other red too much here, Liam, and hasn't done. I mean, this is a great chance to get that 2-frame lead back.
Yeah, he's just lost the cue a little bit there because the table was so quick, so reactive. So he's recovered quite nicely there, Liam, because it's more or less dot to dot and he'll leave himself good shape on the 8 ball.
Yeah, just taking some extra care in order to leave that red to the left centre as his last ball. Now he can get perfectly on it.
Clever little shot from Liam there. He used the yellow, potted off the yellow so he could guarantee he got a bit closer to the 8 ball.
This shouldn't cause any problems.
Oh no!
And
Who
hasn't.
am I kidding?
Well, cave that even more if it's possible. Cue ball did go airborne. Great separation once again.
Does the 8 ball pass the red? Does the red pass the yellow? Is Liam happy? Is Greg happy? Greg's not happy, I can tell you.
Greg's definitely not happy. He has got opening balls on either colour set here. Just a bit in between. If the 8 ball passes the reds, surely it's yellows, but it's got to be reds. Maybe it doesn't pass. Just a little bit more work on reds, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, because the 2 reds that are closer to the 2 yellows are playing problems, and Liam's height's also playing a problem here. He needs a breast. He's probably the only guy that's shorter than me on the tour. And before you question it, he is shorter than me. Just got that out there.
I wasn't going to get the tape measure out anytime soon, Dom. I'll
You
take your
need
word
a tape
for
measure, that's too long.
it. A 6-inch ruler.
That's generous. Anyway, back to the action. Nice angle, Liam. We have to assume the red goes into the left centre that's glued on the yellow. He had a good look at it and he's now not particularly hanging about.
I'm not sure that does. I'm really not sure at all. I mean, the way he's going about these, I agree with you. Surely it must do.
Have another look. I think he's not sure himself. We always do this as pool players. We'll look at the very start and we'll make our mind up. But throughout a finish, we'll look another 4 or 5 times. And it always gives your opponent that little bit of hope.
Yeah, he seems happy though, Dom. I'm with you. Although that's a little bit short, even if it does go.
Yeah, that's
and if it is tight, you want to be right behind it. So, glimmer of hope for Greg Batten.
He's forced to play a cannon here, I think.
Well, it does go, and he has got the cannon, and if it bounces...
That's perfect.
Took the words out of my mouth. Happiness for Liam White.
Liam is happy.
As he aims up a 4-1 lead.
Just got to be a little bit mindful of the path its cue ball takes. It should be pretty natural between the 2 yellows. A bit pacey. He's in behind the yellow.
I don't think he is. I think he's going to be okay, is he? He's not. Called it early, Don Cooney. And that reaction tells us he cannot see this 8 ball. What has he got here, Dom? I mean, this is quite difficult just to make contact.
I think Liam is
3 cushions? Is it even on 3
doing
cushions?
his best to share the happiness. Oh.
Look at this. Right round the yellow. Yeah, slid and slid again. Well, Liam going back to his seat, probably thinking he should be 5-0 ahead. As it stands, he's looking down the barrel at 3-2. Still ahead though.
I am going to say Greg's going to pop the yellow and screw back. I think he could put the yellow on the bottom cushion and pop the yellow to the bottom right, and run into that yellow and be on the one down the line.
Yeah, I much prefer your shot choice there. As it stands, he's not doing either. And that hasn't worked out.
Depending how he feels, the likes of a Phil Harrison here might play the double, because he's so good at doubles, you can run into the yellow. But the funny thing is now he's going to be playing the exact same shot he could have played with cue ball in hand next shot. So now he's going to play the shot he could have played with cue ball. No pressure, no need to control the white, because you've got 2 yellows to land on. Now he needs to, I mean, he'll be okay, but it's just he's played it nice. But he just could have done that first shot, couldn't he? And then there's no dramas or stress on the finish.
Yeah, like you said, Dom should be absolutely fine here. But did miss a trick at the beginning of his visit, no doubt about that. Doesn't look nervy as such, but certainly a little bit unsure.
Yeah, and it is worth mentioning for those watching at home, when the conditions how they are, they're so slippery and reactive. If you're not quite in control of things, you can lose confidence very quickly, and it can make you doubt shots, and you're unsure how to hit shots, and so that if Greg is feeling that way, to a player, it does make sense. We've all been out there and we've all felt that way sometimes.
So despite maybe not feeling at his best, he's only 3-2. Cue ball is going to stay on the table. Only just though. What has Liam got to go at? Well, it looks like he's got options on both colour sets. And Dom's dreaming away at the Phil Harrison match, so I'm going to call yellows until he comes back and tells me it should have been reds.
No, you're right. Yellows definitely. Greg didn't really hit that break too well. You see sort of bit of body movement and come across it as such. So Liam's got a Q1 in and he hasn't.
Very strange mistake that from Liam.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Greg's definitely happy now. Greg is happy. He's 3-2 down at the table with yellows in a good position. He is happy. Liam is unhappy.
Confidence building.
Yeah, and
happy meter has been cast.
They'll both be thinking similar things, as in Liam will be thinking, how on earth is this match likely to go 3-3? Greg will be thinking, how on earth is this match likely to go 3-3?
Yeah, but for very different reasons, like you said, like you allude to. Very little work to do here for Greg Batten. Doesn't look like he has to move the cue ball too much at all.
I suppose maybe slightly surprised he played for the plant, but he's going to have to come back to that yellow nearest the cue ball. Shouldn't be too many issues.
Still okay here, still in pretty much prime position.
Yeah, he has left himself in a spot where he's got to. It's not a natural line for position. He has to execute the cue ball. He has to play a shot to instruct the cue ball to get where he needs to get to. He's going to come back between the yellow and red as he has. He's played that really quite nicely. He might be forced to play this yellow into the right centre now. Not sure what his angle's like. So I'm not sure it goes underneath the 8 ball.
Yeah, he's going away from his work, but only ever so slightly, so that's not going to get there, surely.
It's got there. It's just got. Oh!
It never looked like it was going to get half as close as that. You have to be honest, Dom.
This is unbelievable.
It's a pretty poor shot from Greg Batten. You don't see much of that. You can see his thought processes, but he had plenty more table to go at. He would have left a bit more distance, but
I think that just goes to show what we were saying a few minutes ago, in that, has he left the yellow? Oh no, he put the red. I'm losing the plot here. I'm worse than the players here. I think it goes to show what we were saying with Greg a minute ago, that he doesn't look quite comfortable, and because he didn't need to be that specific with the cue ball, and he was trying to be exactly perfect, and
there was no need. He could have just ran up the table a few more inches and took a bit more distance.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made a great deal of difference, because the next shot was going to be the same whether he was where he was or 3 or 4 inches. It was the same line, but he just don't seem to be. I mean, we could have it wrong, but he doesn't seem to be quite at ease with things at the moment. He seems to be a bit. I don't know if he's lacking confidence or just confidence in the conditions, maybe.
He was in here before for the 6-red shootout at the end of the last match and seemed absolutely fine, but you don't know how someone's feeling on the inside. What we do know is, despite Liam White making a couple of errors and feeling he probably should have won all 5 so far, this is going to make him feel just that little bit better. He's going to have the 2-frame advantage back in his corner.
And he is happy again.
Do you reckon we've got any hope of changing your nickname? Dom Happy Cooney?
It would be the most ironic nickname. If you ask anyone around me, they'll say, how is this guy happy? He's never happy.
Thought he's been a bundle of joy to me.
It was memorable.
Yeah. Bringing happiness to the Cooney household.
Do you remember the other time you made me happy? That sounds another. We were commentating in Stoke.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
we got sent the clip on commentary
Absolutely.
of Mr. Lakin falling off his chair,
Yeah.
and we more or less fell off our chairs laughing, didn't we?
Yeah, what I'm taking from this is basically to bring Dom Cooney's happiness meter up. All you have to do is fall over unintentionally.
Yeah, that's basically
makes
it.
you
And if
pretty
you do
happy.
that, we're in for a good time. Once again, seems like we're repeating ourselves every time Liam breaks the balls.
It's just so good.
And consistent as well.
Yeah, it's just really, really good. And it's sometimes a constant argument about, who can get the most power through the pack. Tom Cousins, John Rowe, these massive breakers. And yeah, it does get talked about, but it's fantastic. Liam probably weighs, I want to guess, but he's around probably 9 stone, somewhere around there, maybe 10 at a push. He's a very small man, and the power and timing through the pack is just incredible. So, going to leave the 1 to the 8 ball as his last ball, so imperative he gets a good angle off this one.
You would like to just, if you can, play a little nudge on that yellow that's right in the centre of the table. So you just brush past it, same thing, just to guarantee having the line.
Pinpoint position needed, and pinpoint position achieved. Hasn't been a perfect performance so far from Liam White, not compared to his previous rounds. Performance may have dipped a little bit, but he still looks very good out there, deserved of his 5-2 lead, which it surely is.
Opting for the cut break.
Didn't get the explosion off the pack.
And reds look good. If this red goes in the left centre as we look, reds look pretty good. He's got a tricky-ish one down the rail, which might be his last red, but it's a good opportunity.
Just has to assure position on that red. Is a big bonus if this one he's closest to goes in the centre. If it doesn't, may bring in an argument for yellows. If it does, surely it's the right choice. And it does go. It's taken a few extra seconds to settle himself. Work out his plan of attack.
I have to apologise to the guys in the main arena. I didn't realise it's not a 6 red shootout, it's a black ball shootout, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we will update you with the result as soon as one comes in. As it stands though, Liam White looking to climb his way up onto the hill.
He's got an opportunity at him if he wants to just pop the red in. He can either bump the red off the cushion or screw right close to it. He's going to take the one into the corner and then play it.
Yeah, he just needs to be very precise here with his last 3 balls. Well, last 4. Is he going to play on the one down the cushion now, Dom?
I think
then
so.
Come down for the one over the pocket.
Yeah, I thought he had the shot there to run into the one and just bump it off. But he's going to play it now, and he's got to... Things on these tables, the players know you give it every chance, and it should go in. But the difficulty here is in needing to control the cue ball, because it's a little bit thin, so it's going to run.
Yeah, but he can just drop it in, because the red goes up to the top left. Oh, he's pushed it straight into the cushion.
But that's not really a huge surprise, because I think he was trying to err on the thick side just to hold the cue ball. I can tell you Tony Southern won the 8 ball shootout on the main arena table. I think that books his spot into the final. Maybe it was the final, I'm not 100% sure.
Greg, I don't think there's enough room to slip the yellow that's nearest us behind the red. So quite a bit of work and no real safety option here for him. Not with Liam having two reds so close to the pockets. Well, is the room? That looked very tight. There was enough room. I'm just surprised he didn't take it a couple of visits earlier. And even better, he's just nudged it away enough so the other one passes the red.
Yeah, the difficulty now is how does he get on the other yellow? So he'll be able to pop top right and then down the line as we look, but after that it's difficult. Has he ever hit this? No, he's fine.
Yeah, he's okay. But getting from this one to the next one,
I think he's got to run the cue through so it's towards the red that he's potting the yellow past, so we can take the yellow into the top corner as we look. So it'll be the yellow into the bottom right, next yellow into the top left. It's pretty good.
yeah, he looks near on straight.
It's not bad because he can run it through because it's a big pocket in the bottom left as we look for the, as long as he doesn't land shy of the rail so that he's in off. If he lands the other side, he's absolutely fine.
Needs a good contact, a good solid pot here, Greg Batten. Got his extension and will use it. Biggest shot of the match so far, certainly for Greg.
Is he looking to punch across? That's a good shot. If he's got there, that's a very good shot.
That's excellent. Can he see enough of this yellow? Eager eyes. He's not down on it straight away, Dom. Well, reasonably quickly.
You might have to just put a trace aside just to turn it in. And there you see he did.
Excellent.
That's pretty good because, as I say, it's a big pocket. The red helps him here. He's just got to get close.
Yeah, send that 8-ball anywhere down to this corner and surely the 8-ball will disappear.
Oh, he's too thick.
Yeah. Anything but too thick.
Yeah.
Had so much margin the other way.
He's almost better overcutting that into the cushion to guarantee. Just not quite been at the races today, Greg, in this match.
No, and you feel like the writing might be on the wall, even at just 6-2. It's not over quite yet, but just the mistakes he's made. Fancy Liam taking an opportunity to close this match out. Sooner rather than later, he will be hoping. Will it be one last look at the Liam White break this evening? He will be hoping so.
Probably the worst one he's hit.
Surely one had to go in the top right hand corner.
And these yellows look not bad.
You're going to say brilliant. Actually, at second glance, they are very inviting. And I think just for Liam as well, going into the next round, he'd just quite like to take this visit out at the first attempt. It's not been the case all of this match.
Yeah, considering the chances he's got, even though if he gets through 7-2, he'll be happy obviously to get the win, but he'll probably be a little bit frustrated with how he's played. He's a bit of a strange one there, I thought. He's now...
Bottle of chips, that. Very confused.
Yes, he might be best here to play lost a turn shot, yellow onto red in the middle and get the cue ball somewhere in the bottom right hand of the corner of this table. Maybe that was his plan all along. He's played a good cue ball there. If that just runs on, he has left Greg a chance. And at this stage of the match, Greg will be having a go. He'll be starting off with, well, you'd say the red in the middle, but if he drops it in the top corner long, he'll have the angle to put the red in the bottom right corner and screw into the bad red if he wants it. And then you see, if that one had gone in, I'd have gone home. But you see, he left the angle there to go into the bad red, and he's giving him a free go. He might even take the double here, just because this is kind of all his work. The only thing he'll have to do is get the cue ball down the table for the 8 ball if he knocks this in. And he's a good doubler, is Liam.
He's got it. That's the hard work done. Surely he's going to close this out. His danger mouse.
So, one good stroke on this yellow, and it should be enough. Let's play that nicely. It's going to be yellow top left, yellow top right, yellow left centre, black ball bottom left centre as we look. Just got to get this right. He doesn't want to be too thin where he's flirting with the 8 ball. He wants to make sure he comes nicely between the red on the right side cushion and the 8 ball. And there's such a big window.
Yeah, it's a nice natural cue ball though, isn't it? Yeah, looks to have played this perfectly. 2 balls away from booking his place in the next round. Well, I did say over on the other table it might go all the way, but Phil is now 3 in front. And he's done it, and you can see what it means to him.
Liam is happy.
Yeah, and out of sorts, Greg Batten. He'd be very disappointed with his performance in that match, but Liam White and his big break.